Hey YouTube. So this is my first ever video. I am Coach Wilson, and for a long time now I've wanted to start a channel and I haven't felt ready, but now I do. And so I want to do a channel that is about sprinting and the different theories and philosophies that go into it. I have coached for close to 10 years now, between middle school, high school, college, and coaching even a little bit at levels a little beyond that. And so also I'm still an athlete. I still compete, and hopefully I can do that in old age. I think that would be really cool. But so I'm kind of like a coach slash athlete. And there's a cool amount of other channels on YouTube where they're like coach athletes. There's Aesop Merrick, the Sprint Project. I'm sure you guys are familiar with like channels like this. Athlete X, Cody Bidlow. And I know there's a few others out there. Some aren't coming to mind at the moment, but yeah, I'd like to kind of do something similar, but with a bit of a different perspective, I guess. Everybody has a different way of, I guess, conveying information and putting it out there, so I figure maybe mine might be of use to some people. So what I wanted to do aside from that was kind of give you some idea of my plans for this channel, like videos I'd like to do and different things of how I would interact with you guys. So like I hopefully am gonna have live discussions with you guys at some point once we get enough like followers and whatever. So but mostly I would say I'm going to do a lot of like lecture based videos, just because right now I don't know like video editing very well, and I'm not like a huge techie anyways. But basically I want to discuss things though in an academic way somewhat. And I say somewhat because the way I see it is like you don't want to necessarily be too academic to where you can't even apply that information. I think that it's important to be able to break things down and view things from a practical way, something that can realistically be put into your training. Sometimes there's like data and there's really complicated studies that it's hard to really like implement that. And you go over some of this stuff and it's like, well, how do I really apply it? So that's kind of the perspective that I have, and that's what I want to focus on, is like application and practicality. So, but I definitely want to go over things like mechanics, training, the historical perspective, get into some strength and conditioning stuff too. And I'm just kind of reading some of the notes I had down. So I want to maybe do some video reviews at some point, but I got to learn the editing first and all that. So we'll see what happens with that down the road. But for now, I want to start with like lectures and maybe some live discussions. If we get a couple of people involved, that would be cool. But I want to maybe do some series, like maybe do one that's relating to like historical perspectives on sprinting, because I've read a lot of books that go through a couple of different centuries of sprint training and things like that. So I think that would be a cool series to do. See how things have evolved over the years, see how some things have stayed the same. It's really interesting. So a series on that would be something I'd love to do. Also doing one on like training philosophies, like different ones, Charlie Francis, Tom Tellez, John Smith. There's definitely a bunch of other ones out there. Altus is another big one. But there's different training philosophies that a lot of these different coaches and groups, or camps, if you will, have. And so it's kind of cool, I think, to maybe um, look at a cross section of them and see what they do that's similar, what they do that's different. Um, Other than that, I would say definitely gonna do a series also on like the different philosophies of sprint mechanics and technique, because there's definitely different uh, thought processes, different philosophies that people have on technique, and so I'd love to take a deep dive into that as well. Um, Other than that, I'll probably touch on some other aspects, but I would say that's gonna really be the bulk of the channel for now. Um, just seeing if there's anything else that I'd missed, but not really. Just going over. I guess I can mention a few things, like maybe as far as training philosophy. Some other ideas I had were talking about like the Eastern style versus the Western styles of training. Um, Jamaican versus kind of American, which is more so what's going on right now. Um, and some of the other coaches that I've read up on a bit. Obviously, like Clyde Hart and Michael Johnson and their training philosophy and their methods. And there's definitely a number of others that I'd love to go over. But yeah, at any rate, that's kind of the plans and idea for the channel. I'd love if you guys have some ideas of topics that you'd like to see me cover. Anything else that I didn't mention. But yeah, just comment about it, and hopefully we'll get like a discussion going, because I think that's where we learn the most. Someone experiments and implements something in their training or with their athletes, and they get a result, and someone else, they do something different, they get a different result or whatever. And it's good to collaborate and just constantly try to learn, because I think it's important that we don't think we have all the answers all the time. It's important to keep it open and think about just the things that could be nuanced. There's always, every situation is different. Every athlete's different. Really, every situation is different. And so it's just learning how to kind of navigate those things. And so that's what I want to help you guys do, is maybe pick up on some of the different principles and things like that, and learn how to apply them realistically to yourself. And rather than, because I see a lot of people, cut and copy other training programs, other athletes. A lot of times, somebody will copy like straight word to word a professional athlete's training program, and it's not really custom fit. It's not custom tailored to you, and we are all so unique. So I think it's important that we learn how to kind of adjust things and tweak things so that we can make the best decisions with our training for ourselves if you're an athlete, or for your athletes if you're a coach. So definitely look forward to learning together with you guys. So I don't know when I'm going to post my next video, but it'll be some point soon. And look forward to talking with you guys. So if you have any suggestions or anything, just leave them right in the comments. Be happy to get to them. I look forward to it. All right, guys, I'll see you.